to just share that. Okay. All right, guys. Stand by, please. We need some water here. This is incredible. Today's been incredible. So the ruling is definitely going to be challenged, and it's actually been sent to the appeals court already. And the judge said he's going to wait for the appeals court to request the transcript. And this morning, I don't know if you guys heard, but the judge even said that when attorney Max Short asked for the transcripts, the judge kind of wavered a little bit, from his position early on that he wanted the appeals court to, request for them, because they would have to be sent to the appeals court to perfect the record of what was actually happening during this ex parte communication. Well, the judge's position kind of shifted from yesterday to today. If those who have been following saw that the judge basically said, well, he hadn't fully decided on the transcripts just yet, which tells me that he understands this is a necessary tool that will be needed to, one, clear his name, because there's a shadow over the judge's head right now, having these ex parte communications with the parties from the prosecution and the witness without no one from the defense team of any of the attorneys representing these six defendants were being allowed to be present or even made aware of. We knew something was happening because when the media arrived in the morning, they were waiting. I was in different courtrooms. I was covering Young Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. I was pretty much doing a little research, but at the end of the day, those lawyers who were there in the morning should have been told that there was some kind of communication happening with the judge and the witness and the prosecution team. That's really concerning. I think that's concerning to a lot of attorneys. And the fact that the position the judge was taking on the bench was kind of troubling, even to a point where when Attorney Ashley Merchant asked Judge Glanville, can some of the attorneys sit in the jury box? Well, ladies and gentlemen, attorneys typically sit in the jury box when there's no jurors seated. This is a normal practice in all the courthouses. When I covered the Trump case, the one is now on appeal in Georgia, I sat my cameras up in the jury box. No judge, I don't think I've been in jury boxes in state court and federal court, and I tell you when in federal court. This is a true story. When Rapper T.I. was in the federal court on weapons charges, the judge asked the media to sit in the jury box. First, this was in federal court, and the judge's name was Judge Baverman. Google this case. I was one of the media representatives sitting in the jury box in federal court. Judges don't have a problem. As long as you're not sitting on jurors' laps, there's no issue there. So when the judge said, I don't want these lawyers in my jury, these lawyers are officers of the court. The jury box belongs to the people of the state and the county of Fulton County. The taxpayer, it's not the judge's box, it's the taxpayers. Why did the judge take that position? The officers of the court are not to be treated like criminals or treated like outcry, like treated like just plague. What the heck is going on, Judge Glanville? Let the lawyers who are appearing in all these judges' courtrooms, who have sat in jury boxes waiting for their case to be called because there was overcrowding or whatever the case is, and there's no jury seated, those are seats. I don't want these lawyers sitting in the jury box. That was the craziest thing I ever heard. The craziest. And it's the judge's courtroom, but it's the people's courtroom. It's the people's courtroom. It's the people's courtroom. The judge, as well as the sheriffs, as well as all the employees, work at the pleasure of the people, and the people can remove these people. This is not a federal the United States Supreme Court. This is the superior court of a state, and the people elect the judges. So it didn't feel right, because the people who cover cases notice that wasn't a normal practice. That wasn't a normal practice. I think the judge felt like he was under attack. But he shouldn't feel that way, because the lawyer's job is to perfect the record, argue for their clients. And Ashley Merchant made a good point. If you're holding this man in contempt of court, you give him a hearing, let him have his attorney there. Because if now it's a criminal proceeding. So he should have the right of counsel. Any hearing what the judge should have did was say, hold on. What we're going to do is we're going to have a hearing in the next 3 hours. So if you have representation, call your attorneys to make sure they're here. Do not have the hearing out of the presence of his representation, because anything he says at this point, being held in criminal contempt, not civil contempt, that can be used against him. So Ashley Merchant did make a good presentation. She had case law, and now because she perfected the record with a case law, this now goes to the appeals court. What happens if the appeals court reverses the judge's decision, and Brian still has sat maybe a weekend, 2 weekends, maybe 3 weekends in jail already? How is he made whole again? And here's the other problem. This is another attorney said this to me yesterday. I'm not going to tell you, Judge Glanville, who said it. I'm not going to tell you. I am not snitching, but what I'm going to say is, Judge Glanville, one of the attorneys said that the judge can be brought up on a formal complaint with the JQC. This is the body that can literally replace judges. The JQC is the body in Georgia that can replace judges. Will they do this? Will they go to the extreme? Well, I don't know. Ashley Merchant it's a pit bull now. She likes to fight. And if she's fighting for one of her colleagues and she feels that something has been done wrong, this may get to that point. This hasn't got to that point yet, but ladies and gentlemen, the fight is on. These attorneys let me tell you something. If you calculate the time these attorneys spent in the courtroom based on what they get paid per hour, their presence, they're all there to represent Brian Steele. They were there. And those billable hours are pretty high. So if you calculate all the money that these attorneys could have made doing something different and not having to show up full force, guess what? Someone has to pay for this. And I get it. The judge felt that someone might have overspoke. Well, so let me ask you a question, ladies and gentlemen. Who polices the judge? That's all I'm asking. Who polices the judge? When things like this happen, the buck just doesn't stop at the judge. When he said it stops there, it doesn't really stop there. It sounds good on camera, but it doesn't stop there. That's why they have the JQC. There's a judge right now in Georgia that has been admonished and probably is going to be removed from the bench because they presented her. They made 50 different complaints against this judge, and they're likely going to remove her from the bench. So no one has not even the president, even the president of the United States could be impeached. So no one that powerful that can't be removed. And if these judges that sit on the JQC or sit in the higher court feels that things have been done wrong and now starting to look at this case in a different lens and more closely, this brings the unnecessary attention the judge wants in his courtroom. This case has become a distraction. It seems like it's bigger than Young Thug. The case seems like it's bigger than Young Thug at this point. This case has been covered from day one. And something else I noticed, see, I'm about to get in trouble here. I'm about to tell you guys some things that's happening in that courtroom. I don't know if I should do it because I don't want the judge to call me, Judge, please, don't bring me to smoke. Don't bring me to smoke, Judge. Please. But the high presence of security in the courtroom yesterday was unnecessary. It was unnecessary because these lawyers are officers of the court. Having this excessive security didn't pose a security risk. It's almost a slap in the face when you say you can't trust the lawyers that are before you every day from throughout your career. You have veteran attorneys like David Wolf in the building. You needed extra security for a lawyer that has walked through various courts presented their cases through different attorneys, different judges in this courthouse. But you need extra security for lawyers? Really? This tactic appears to be bullying. I've never, since I covered, only I think Brian Nichols, that's the only case in Fulton County I think I saw a excessive amount of security, but it was needed. Not YSL, because Young Thug and his co-defendants, the security they have in the courtroom is typical in a case like this. But when you bring all this extra security and top brass and everything to I don't know, intimidate the lawyers, because at the end of the day, these lawyers are still officers of the court. They all have bar cards, and if they band together and protest some of the behavior and start honing in on all the similar things that are happening throughout these days, I guess we have, how many days we're at now? 90 days. 90 days of trial coverage. They start pointing out these things. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem. It's going to be a problem so big that not even the judge will have the final say. And I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like Brian Steele sometimes. When he says, I've been doing this 33 years, sometimes I don't want to come to court. I don't want to come to court. Not because he don't want to come to court to defend his client. It's because of the treatment the defense has received. Not just Brian Steele, Max Shard. Max Shard as well. Max Shard seems like he's a punching bag in the courtroom. Hit him with the left, hit him with the right. It's uncomfortable to watch sometimes. I'm like, wait a minute. This kind of condescending treatment towards the lawyers for the defense is troubling. And you would have to be living in a vacuum to not see that the prosecution is getting more favor from the judge than the defense. If I'm lying, I'm flying. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, there is a problem in that courtroom. There's a problem in that courtroom. It's a problem. Okay, someone asked the question. This is a good question. They said, how does the judge earn his chief status? Through seniority. It goes through a will. The oldest judge, most experienced, not oldest, but most experienced judges on the bench move up to chief. The next person up for chief, and this is exclusive, is Judge Swall. Judge Craig Swall is the next one on the wheel for chief judge. And I've covered many cases in not chief judge, but Judge Craig Swall's courtroom. The way he dealt with the lawyers is totally different. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, anyone that covered cases in Fulton County will tell you, Craig Swall is very respectful to the lawyers that are in front of him. I've never seen him disrespect lawyers. I've never seen that. And he's been on the bench for a long time. I've never seen him disrespecting the attorneys. Never seen it. And there are other judges there. Judge McBurney. He's another one. I've never seen him disrespect lawyers. But these lawyers appears, you've seen lawyers getting arrested in YSL. You've seen one lawyer had medication in the bottle, and he went to toss his phone to another lawyer, and all hell broke loose. They treat the lawyers like criminals. If you're treating the lawyers like criminals, how are you treating the criminals in Rice Street? If the lawyers are being treated like criminals, how are you treating the criminals in Rice Street? Well, we know what's happening to some of the criminals in Rice Street. The people that are detainees, they're dying. How so many inmates dying in that jail? Why is there so many inmates dying in that jail? You got to ask that question. And the fact that Many know of these deaths, and then you threatening lawyers with jail. And the judge signaled days earlier that he was going to hold Brian still in contempt. On another issue, it wasn't even 5 days later, and sure enough, Brian still was held in contempt. Uncomfortable to watch. Uncomfortable to watch. And ladies and gentlemen, remember, you got Hunter Biden, the son of the president, on trial in deliberation, jury deliberation right now. No one is above the law. As much as you like to feel you're above the law, you're not above the law. I sat in another courtroom yesterday watching Judge Williams. She's the second youngest judge in the Superior Court. I have a lot of respect for her. You know why? Because I sat there and watched her talk to these young kids. And there's a backstory to it. She was talking to these young kids that were on like doing internship, and they're traveling through the courts right now. And she was telling people that how much power that she has as a judge. As she told them, I have a lot of power as a Superior Court judge. But she also told them that with power there comes responsibility. And she explained pretty much she doesn't abuse her power. As a young district attorney, she said that she witnessed things happening that she had to take a stand and fight for trying to change the system. And how else could she change the system if she wasn't a part of the system at the hierarchy of the court? So she's at the hierarchy of the court. So now she's in a position to fashion rulings that are fair and just. And she told these kids this. She gave them she told them about how she started. She told them about some of the, she explained the three levels of government executive, legislative, executive, and judicial branch of the government. She gave them the whole spiel about doing, public service and everything. But at the end, her messaging was that while she is the Superior Court judge, she does it with responsibility. She doesn't abuse her powers. And a lot of these judges understand that. They know that they have power to, as she said, I have power to take someone's life by a death sentence. I have power to imprison someone for the rest of their life. I have power to make rulings that can financially cripple someone. She knows what her powers are. And it was important that she said that to the kids and also told them that there are consequences when you abuse those powers. And that's all I'm saying. It does feel like there's some abuse of power. It does feel like there's some abuse of power. And if you've covered so many cases like I have, this does feel like there's been some abuse of power. Everyone can't be saying the same thing and be wrong. It's like you got a majority of the people. I have lawyers that I'm talking to on the phone. They're saying, Dennis, I've been practicing law for 25 years. I've never seen this. I talked to another G. I call him an OG. Been doing this a long time. I've never seen this. Because if people, then why is the prosecution going so hard on this case when this case is not as serious as a lot of these other cases where people have literally, I'm covering the case now, where there's a former cop who will likely be convicted tomorrow of killing a young lady, and he was preying on the community. Now, yeah, we should save that energy for these type of cases when the evidence showed that that person likely did it. But this here, give these defendants a fair trial. I don't see how none of these attorneys believe they're going to have a fair trial with all the crazy behavior that's happening in the courtroom. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. I don't blame the sheriffs so much as the judge, because the judge controls the courtroom. The sheriff provides security for the judge, the jurors, and everyone in the courtroom. So at some point, the judge has to go back to when he was first picked as a judge and think about how he had to walk on eggshells, not to make mistakes that will bring the wrath of the senior judge, the chief judge. He has to think about that. He has to be fair. He has to do some soul searching. He has to think, hey, maybe I'm going too hard for the prosecution. Maybe I need to take a step back. Maybe I should recuse myself. Maybe I should go take a vacation. Maybe I should go hang out with Russell Simmons and Bally. Do something. But just don't sit there and just constantly beat these lawyers down. Half of them won't have careers after this because they're probably going to be bankrupt. Because there are lawyers that I can explain. One lawyer right now is sitting in that courtroom only making 50-something thousand a year. She go to law school to make 50-something thousand a year to prosecute, to defend this case. So people making sacrifices. The prosecution and the judge have salaries that are being paid for by the taxpayers. Nice cushion salaries. They're going to have a nice pension. So right now, it's just, for me, it seemed like a big power play here, to be honest. Right. I didn't want to put Miss D. Williams out there. Y'all don't put up Miss D. Williams. Miss D. Williams, we know, but Miss D. Williams ain't wasting too much of breath in that courtroom. She only speaking when it's necessary. When it's necessary. But we know Miss D. Williams is going through it as well. You know, it's hard out here. People going through it. They don't need to come to work to feel abused. Who wants to come to work and feel like you're being abused every day? Think about it. All those who are working a job. Who wants to go to a job feeling like you're not appreciated, feeling like you're getting abused, feeling like you just getting mistreated, feeling like you're being disrespected? Who wants to keep going to a job that happens to you every day? You going in every day, you getting up, you have a great weekend, you kiss your wife, you kiss your husband, you hug your kids, and you go to work and you get beat down. Who wants that? Who wants to get beat down on TV? Think about it. You're getting beat down on TV. Just think about that for a second. You're getting beat down. You see how DA Love? Your Honor, hold on. No speaking objections. Your Honor, he's speaking. Just make the objection. Mr. Still, you're speaking. You know what's happening. The minute a lawyer starts start doing a speaking objection, they have an issue. Also, something else I saw. I'm telling you, I see, they be saying this guy has these dark glasses. How is he seeing all this? Whenever a lawyer is making, not whenever, in most cases, when one of the defense attorneys is making an argument, the judge tries to cut him off in mid-sentence. Well, no, the lawyer should complete their statement, make their argument, and keep it on the record. Judge should not be cutting them off in mid-sentence. Let them get their thought out. You're not in the lawyer's head. Let them make their argument and not cut them off in mid-sentence. Because at the end of the day, if you don't perfect the record, you cannot argue it on appeal. The judge knows this. Most people know this is a reason why you make an objection. Then you make the objection and you state your reason. Because you got to perfect the record at the end of the day. The more that is written down, the more that is you're able to challenge in the event of a guilty verdict. And listen, this case will have a transcript that is going to be from the floor to the ceiling and around the block. And they're going to go through each page, and each time there's an objection. And there's a program to cover this. There's programs that can flag the objections. They can flag it. They can redline the objections and say, hey, let's argue. There's so much. This case is a headache. Right now, it's a headache. It's a headache covering it. But I'm going to cover it for you guys. I really am. Silver, you are so right. He overtalks the lawyers. Judge, what are you doing? Let me tell you something. Again, it's almost like this judge doesn't think that many people have not done this before. I'm just speculating. But when you overtalk the lawyers who are making objections, it does appear that you're trying to silence them inadvertently. It does appear you're trying to silence the lawyers, but they got to do their job. They will be ineffective attorneys if they didn't do their job. And I'm saying, let's do away with the Harvey rule. Let's do away with the Harvey rule. Let the lawyers make their objections. The Harvey rule sounds good, but at this point, these lawyers need to speak up. Forget the Harvey rule. And Bruce Harvey, I like you as an attorney, but let's not abuse the Harvey rule. Let's let these lawyers make their objections and put it on record. Let them articulate why they feel this judge or the evidence or certain witness should not be able to testify to something. Let them articulate on the record why. So when the higher court is reviewing these objections, they say, hey, the lawyer's right. Because you know what happens? It opens the door for more research. Yesterday, I believe that a precedent was set with Ashley Merchant when she said something to the effect that this area hasn't been challenged. Let's see how this happens. We got to rein in the judge. The judge is out of control. No, I ain't gonna listen. I got to be back in the court. I know the judge be looking at me like, damn, Byron, you doing a little too much. But judge, you too are doing too much. You are, judge. As an OG to another OG, sir, you're doing too much. Oh, my God. Good question. Blue Sky says, how do you think the jury perceives what's going on? That is that is an important question. What is the jury's perception of what's happening? That is a good question, because at the end of the day, the jurors have to decide this case. And I think that with the breaks in the case, this is my opinion, this is not the judge. I know the judge gave the jurors instructions on what not to do, but when you have breaks like this is 2024. People look at their phones. You cannot tell people who have done this for the last 5 to 10 years on social media not to go to social media, not to go to some of their favorite blog sites like the Shade Room, Hip Hop Inquirer, Neighborhood Talk, Hollywood Unlocked. You telling them not to go to these favorite pages that you like to go to. You just got to have a total blackout. It sounds nice and on record, but the reality is these jurors see this. And if these jurors think the judge is abusing his powers, they're going to show the judge at the end of the day, when it's time to deliver a verdict, they're going to rule that Young Thug and his co-defendants are not guilty, that the state hasn't reached their burden, and they should free all these individuals. That's one outcome. Or the jurors can say, damn, this judge is on the defense's behind every day. The defense must be incompetent. They don't know what they're doing. Who hired these lawyers? And then they could turn around and say, guilty on all counts. That's why perception matters. And that's why this judge has to understand the optics, the landscape of what's happening, and he must be fair on both sides. And it does, you would have to be living in a vacuum to not see that this scale is tilting towards prosecution. You have to be blind not to see this. And I'm partially blind, and I'm not making, this is real. But I can see this myself. I can hear it. You can hear the temperament in the judge. You can hear when he gets short with Max Short, when Short making an objection, the judge is dismissive. Overruled. You'll hear it. Put a 1 in chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you think I'm just making this stuff up. If you believe you hear the judge being condescending to specifically Matt Sharp, then put a 1 in the chat, because I'm hearing this. I'm like, wait a minute. What? Oh, that was shady. Put a 1 in chat if you believe that the judge is more condescending to like Max Sharp, for example, because he has Shannon Stillwell as a client. Why does it feel like he's being so heavy-handed towards Max Sharp? Why does it feel that way? Why does it feel that way? It feels that way. It feels that way to me. And I like let me say this, and I will say this carefully. I like Adrian Love, but if she has an ace in her, is she holding an ace in her pocket, and that being the judge? I'm just saying, if that's the case, then I mean, while she's a fighter, she talks, she knows, she talks and she argues a point. But if the judge is an ace in her pocket, that's a problem. That's a major problem. That's a major problem. I mean, if you got someone that you know is going to rule in your favor in most cases, then it's smooth sailing for you. So that's a problem. I'm not saying it's a fact, but I don't know. It's feeling kind of like it is. Let me say something. Someone said the judge has gotten to multiple people, including DA Love. Yes, he's took her to task on a couple of things, but the task has never been, I'm going to hold you in contempt. Never. He said, Ms. Love, sit down. Sit down. Enough's enough. But not too much. But the defense, they've been thrown in jail. They've been asked to write papers. They've been come on now. Ain't nobody from the prosecution team been thrown in jail. Ain't no one from the prosecution team been held in contempt. Come on now. Let's take it back to pretrial. The videos are out there. You guys seen it. You've seen it. You've seen it. I ain't making stuff up. Something else I want to point out. When people say this is a mistrial, well, guess who can only rule a mistrial? The judge. You're saying it should be a mistrial. Well, the judge decides if it's a mistrial. The judge decides if it's a mistrial. The only other way that this case becomes a mistrial, if the jury come back and say it's a mistrial. The judge can rule a mistrial, or the jury can come back and say, based on the evidence, they can decide this is a mistrial by, one or two or three or four people say, no, they can't reach a decision. It doesn't automatically become a mistrial. It doesn't automatically become a mistrial. And who benefits from a mistrial? The defense. Who's having the most problems in the courtroom with the judge? It is the defense. So why would the judge rule a mistrial? Just today, Max Short said in the morning, Your Honor, I want to renew my request for a mistrial. Judge said, tonight. He's like, tonight. Judge, hey, can you say the word slower? Deny. He said, denied. And we would like to have the transcripts from the ex parte communication. Well, I'll think about that. We'll see. I haven't fully ruled on that. But at the end of the day, you guys keep saying mistrial, 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 mistrial. The judge is not, he made it clear. He's not giving a mistrial. He's not giving these defendants bond. Doug should have had a bond already. He's one of the most high-profile figures in hip-hop. He can't get a bond. You saw Kevin Liles come all the way from New York City to sit and say, Your Honor, whatever you want, we'll pay the bond. The judge is not giving this man a bond. He has a presumption of innocence. Why isn't this judge giving this man a bond? This guy, his living, for him to be able to pay for his attorneys, he had to have the ability to work. So is this an attempt to bankrupt this young man so he cannot have an effective defense? We see defendants all over the country with worse charges get bonds. But why Young Thug? Because he's a black, young African-American who pulled himself up from the wayside and to try to make it out the community and to employ others. He can't get a bond. So he's not the only one that is injured. It's the employees that work for him. There are multiple people that Young Thug was paying legally that are not eating anymore. So it's not just Young Thug. You want to give a person a bond to guarantee that they will come back to court. Young Thug has shown no reason why he wouldn't come back to court. You're giving bonds to people that have taken pleas, or you let people take pleas. These people there was a proffer that by the prosecution that some of these defendants that started out in the RICO case were the worst people on earth. until they start talking. They became nice people. They became the best. We seen Tick. We seen Adrian Bean. These are nice people now. They could come back and leave and go and come back. We see Mr. Kenneth Copeland. He left, he came back, and he's walking the street. Come on now. So you think Young Thug, who has never been accused of firing a gun or killing someone, is the bad person? Even John Gotti, the Teflon Don in New York in this federal case, the judge gave him a bond. And he was accused of having Paul Castellano murdered and others. Sammy the Bull Gravano, who was accused of killing 20-something people, did his deal with the government and was free. So you're telling me Young Thug is more dangerous than John Gotti? Give me a break. Come on. Those who know, those who remember that awful night when Paul Castellano was murdered outside that restaurant in New York. And it was a hit ordered by John Gotti to take over the crime family. But even then, he got a bond. But we don't want to have that conversation right now. We don't want to have the conversation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. With that said, I appreciate you guys. We're going back in the courtroom. Yeah, here we go.
Discharging me. I filed a motion to withdraw and I proposed an order.
Okay, can I see it, please?
May I approach?
You can. Okay, I'll mark this as the next court's exhibit in order. Do you have a formal order that you're going to prepare with the style of the case and the case number?
Yes, Judge. That's just his signature. I prepared an order and I filed a motion with the clerk's office. I'm waiting on a file stamp.
All right, okay. Mr. Copeland, let me hand you. This document. Did you read and sign that document?
Yes.
All right. Did you have an opportunity to talk with Ms. Bumpus, your satisfaction about pros and cons of her withdrawing as your counsel in this case?
Yes.
Do you wish for her to go ahead and withdraw as counsel?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Let me have that back in mind. Okay, I'll mark this as the next court exhibit in order, madam. We got it. We'll just mark it as the next court exhibit in order. Do you need a copy of it to file with your? Because it'll be made part of the record. But do you need a copy of it?
No, Judge.
Okay. All right. All right. So I will go ahead and authorize you to withdraw as his counsel in this matter. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
I'm excused.
Not quite yet. Madam, as a result, I'm going to also have you appear on the 25th of June. I have filed an order to show cause, and I'm going to give you a copy of it. You can read it, acknowledge it, just that you received a copy of it. And we'll see you on the 25th of June at 9:30 in courtroom 1C.
All right.
So you need to be here for that day, okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll see you then.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you see what just happened?
All right.
Order to show
Summary,
cause.
please.
This is a problem. This is a breaking news development. The judge just handed Kenneth Copeland's lawyer an order to show cause, meaning that there's a problem. Is the judge now saying she is the leak? The judge said order to show cause. This is troubling. This is troubling. This is troubling.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, Ms. Hilton, you may continue, madam. You may do that.
Good afternoon, Mr. Courtroom. When we left, I believe that I'm showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 373 Yankee. Looking at what's in front of you as 373 Yankee and what's on the screen, does that appear to be the same image that's in front of you?
It looked the same.
Okay, and is the image on the screen clearer for you than the image that's in front of you?
No, they look the same.
Okay, if I enlarge it, are you able to tell who's in the picture in 373 Yankee by me enlarging the picture on the screen?
No.
No. Now showing you 344 Yankee.
Which one it is?
Is this 348 Yankee? My apologies. Is that 348 Yankee in front of you?
You already showed me that one.
Okay, and before I think you said it was blurry as well
No, I answered you.
for this one. I want to admit if I haven't, thank you so much for correcting that 348 Yankee isn't having. You like to admit 348 Yankee?
Any objection to states 348 Yankee? All right, states 348 Yankee is admitted. It's already been. I thought it was admitted already.
It could have been.
Oh, I thought it was admitted already. 348 Yankee.
Stacy said a 344 Yankee. Were you able to identify who was in 344 Yankee?
No,
Okay. And why is that?
it's blurry.
That's the one that's blurry. Yes. You're welcome. looking at 6344 Yankee that's in front of you, is that appears to be the same picture that's on the computer screen?
It looked the same.
If I blow up or enlarge 6344 Yankee, are you able now to see the individuals that are inside of the picture? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, if you could tell us who's inside the picture now that it's enlarged.
Excuse me.
Tell us who's in the picture.
Me,
Yes. Who else?
rapper Lil Boosie,
Okay. Anyone else?
Shannon D, and it looked like the other Lil D. I don't know the other guy.
All right, so both little D's are in that picture.
That's why I said.
All right. Your Honor, this time the state would like to admit 6344 Yankee.
Any objection states 344 Yankee. All right, hearing none, it's admitted and may be published as you see fit.
Next, Mr. Cole, I want to show you 164 Echo. Golf, Echo Hotel. Echo Juliet, Echo Kilo. I think before I might have said Echo India. It's actually Echo Lima. Can you flip through those and tell me if you recognize who's in those pictures?
There you go.
First, starting with Stacy Exhibit 164, Echo Golf. Do you recognize who's in that picture?
No,
You don't?
no, I can't.
Why is that?
Cause it's blurry. I can't see.
Looking at 164, Echo H. Hotel. Are you able to recognize who's in that picture?
Yeah, me and Young Thug.
Your Honor, this I seem like 10 to 164 Echo Hotel into evidence.
Any objection to states 164 Echo Hotel?
Not on behalf of Mr. Williams.
All right, it's admitted and may be published as you see fit.
Okay. Next, 164 Echo Juliet.
Me and Duke.
Okay. Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender 164 Echo Juliet into evidence.
Any objection to states 164 Echo Juliet?
Your Honor, may I take a peek at that?
She certainly can.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. 64 EJ.
Okay, thank you. Right, I think Councilman's looking at 164, Echo Juliet.
Any further objection to states 164 Echo Juliet?
Your Honor, I will object to the writing, not the photo.
Can I see it, please?
Your Honor, we do have a response.
Let me see it first. All right, Mr. Steele and Ms. Hilton, approach, please.
Your Honor, it's 164 Echo Juliet.
Yes, it's admitted with the court's instructions.
Thank you, Your Honor. And next, who's in 164 Echo Kilo?
Me?
Okay. Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender 164 Echo.
Hold up, let me make sure they me.
Make sure. Is it you?
Yeah.
All right. Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender States Exhibit 164 Echo Kilo into evidence.
Any objection to states 164 Echo Kilo?
On behalf of Ms. Stewart.
It's admitted, thank you.
And the States Exhibit
It may be published when you see fit.
Thank you, Your Honor. And States Exhibit 164 Echo Lima. Who is in 164 Echo Lima?
Me?
Anyone else?
It looked like the other background, but I can't really see her face.
Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender for admit, States Exhibit 164 Echo Lima into evidence.
Any objection to states 164 Echo Lima?
Foundation.
I sustain it as a foundation. You can look at one more foundation.
Is that you in the picture? Is that you? Just yes or no?
What did I just say?
I'm asking you again, Mr. Courtroom. Is that you in the picture?
I just said that was me.
Okay. And the person in the background are saying that you think that it's stud. How do you think that it's stud? Why do you think it's stud?
Because the other picture you showed me, it was me and Thug.
Okay. Your Honor, this time the state would like to send 164 Echo Lima into evidence.
I'll hold firm. Same objection.
I sustain the objection.
Do you remember, Your Honor, my apologies, this is already admitted. These exhibits are already admitted because 164 Echo itself is admitted. These are excerpts from 164 Echo.
When was 164 admitted, Christina?
That would have been with Agent Racy a few weeks ago.
All right, stand fast.
164 Echo. It's like 5:15.
I have Echo 164 Echo, Echo Alpha, Echo Bravo, Echo Charlie, Echo Delta, Echo Echo, and Echo Foxtrot were admitted.
Yes. And those are all the full records of Mr. Williams, in which these pictures come from. So
Sure.
this is actually admitted.
Show those to Mr. Steele, please.
The original exhibits?
Yeah, and so that, you know, so he's satisfied that that's from the original exhibit.
here is the CD with his entire record, and then he start doing it.
Anything further, sir? Mr. Steele?
So my understanding, and please, if I'm wrong, correct me, but my understanding is that the entire Instagram came in under a records custodian certificate. That doesn't make it all admissible in a courtroom. It means that it's here properly and then can be described. So I'm objecting to we're going one by one. That's why we have so many. And I'm objecting to foundation of 164EL because the gentleman testifying said, I believe, I don't recognize her, or something to that effect. That's my memory.
I have a response.
Yes,
Your Honor, the evidence has been admitted, and so the
but
only,
it's still subject to an objection.
the objection can be a relevance objection, but you can publish it. I literally could publish this as it shows right now and ask him who's in the picture. It's
But if he doesn't recognize it, it's still.
So he could just say he doesn't recognize that person, but it's still evidence that can be published and it's relevant. So the only
Well,
objection
here's,
is relevance objection. Because it's admitted.
y'all come on up. Maybe publish as you see fit.
And then lastly, Mr. Copeland, looking at the computer screen, do you see the same picture that's in front of you, 164 Echo Gold?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, now, enlarging the picture, before you said, did you say that this was blurry to you?
Yeah, that's blurry too.
So are you saying that you cannot see who is in 164 Echo?
I cannot see who in it on the computer.
All right, now I want to start publishing a few pictures. I'm going to first publish what's already been admitted as 56W. Looking at 56W, who's in that picture?
Me and Young Thug.
And I want to scroll in. Do you see where it says taken?
I'm not good reading.
Okay, you see the second line on that paper from the side.
What paper?
On what's on the picture? You see where it says taken right here?
This line right here?
Yeah, going over,
Right here?
yep. And going this way, do you see a year? You see a 2000 number? Yep, right there, what does that say?
2014.
Do you know that's in 2014?
Oh, okay, my bad. 2014.
All right, now I wanna go down to the bottom, you see where it says text? All the way to the bottom.
This one right here?
You can't see it on there. Can you see the? Can you move it up on that screen? All right, Ms. Copeland, please turn around for me. Thank you.
He told me don't be turning around in the chair.
Who told you to turn around, Trish?
Somebody.
All right, well, I don't think they want you to fall off. So
Okay.
just be careful not to fall off. Looking at here, what does that say?
Woody?
Okay, what else?
372.
All right.
It look like an R.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure, yes.
Love.
All right.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Me.
Okay. At Woody 372, is that you in the picture? Is that you? Is that your Instagram name?
No, my Instagram Woody is Woody versus Woody.
In 2014, was that your Instagram name?
Not that I recall.
Not as you recall. All right. I want to go to it's already been admitted as 164 Echo Hotel.
I need to stand up again.
You may have to.
We're not gonna do the up and down.
Right next to it. Or if you can read it from the side, but you can't. Can you, who's in this picture? Can you see it on this screen next to you, or you need to turn around?
You talking this picture right here?
Yes,
It's me and Young Thug.
all right. And scrolling down and going to the take-in, do you see that same year of 2014?
The same place as the last one?
Yep.
What?
year? Do you see that?
The same thing as the last picture?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I see it.
Okay. Does that say 2014?
Yes, it says the same as the last picture.
All right. And you can scroll down. All right, I don't think it's showing up on your side screen. You can turn your chair back this way. And you can sit so long as you can read it. What does the text say?
Me and my little, hold up. I don't know what they say. I thought it looked like this.
You need to scroll in a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you able to zoom in more?
It's like just a square right there.
Okay. Well, what's next to that?
WODDIE, Woody.
Okay. And do you see the same Instagram name?
Yeah, Woody 372.
All right. And again, is that you in the same picture?
What same picture?
Is that you in this picture? At
Yeah,
the top. And they call you Woody, right?
WOODY.
Okay. And what does it say next to that?
ELATT.
Okay. And what does it say next to that?
SLATT.
Okay, I know you spelled, have you heard the term black and slack before?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, is that what that say, black and slack?
I guess.
All right. Let's go to 164, Echo, Juliet.
I got stood up again.
If you can't see it on the side, yes. If you can see it on the side, then no. Now, who is this in the picture?
That me.
And who's behind you?
They do.
All right. And when you scroll, if you can scroll down. With the taken dates, is that still the same year of 2014?
Just like the last picture.
And do you know that to be December 21st, 2014?
It just say 2014.
Is there a dash next to it? What's the number next to 2014?
12,
And what's the number next to that?
21.
All right. Now, scroll down, are you able to see the text on that page?
Oh, damn, I can move it.
See, so now you don't have to get it anymore. What does the text say? No, go down to the bottom, we've been reading at the bottom line, the last line,
On this?
right here. Read that entire line. All of that.
Hey,
Did I say hey?
hey, don't.
Where are you reading it? Where are you reading it?
You said read the line right there.
You said it say hey, don't?
How you pronounce that word?
Let's blow it up, let's see if you can pronounce it. You can control it, go ahead.
You can-
What you just said.
Oh, sir.
Is that clear for you?
Don't follow me. You might get dead in.
Okay, is there a hashtag after that?
UDIGG.
All right. Now, the first word, does that word appear to be hacked?
Hat.
Yes.
If that's what they pronounce.
All right. Let's go to State's Exhibit 164 Echo Kilo.
I didn't put no words on there.
Are you saying it's not your Instagram account?
I didn't see no Instagram account on it.
Okay. But you said that you did not type those words.
Not that I know of.
Please go up. Now, Ms. Cole, are you able to zoom like you've been doing on that screen?
Yeah, but they doing it on his own.
Are you able to see everything? What's the date on that same taken line that we were talking about before? Yes.
2015.
Okay. If you see a 1 and a 1 next to it,
Yeah.
is that because January 1st, 2015? Do you know?
I guess I don't.
Okay, that's fine.
If it say that.
All right. Go down to the bottom on the text. What does it say?
Same spot.
Same spot.
Woody 372. About that action.
And again, did you recall posting that picture and typing it? Or writing it? Did you do that?
I don't even recall seeing this picture.
All right, that's fine. Next, can we get 164 Echo Lee? Yes, who's in the picture?
Me?
And you said who's in the background?
It looked like Young Thug.
All right. And you can scroll into the date again?
To the who?
Not you. That same line, what is the year of that on that taken line?
2015.
All right. And what's the number next to 2015?
1.
And what's the number next to that?
A 6.
Is that for January 6, 2015?
I guess.
Going down to the bottom, what does the text say?
Hat.
All right, go ahead.
Y'all. Hat. Hat. Y'all. Hating. Hating. Hatting. As. Follow. Stay where y'all at. And everyone else.
All right, thank you. Now I want to show you what's been admitted as Secret 368Y.
Birdman,
Okay. And is that you?
Young Thug, and me.
All right. Looking at 369 Yankee?
Me and Young Thug.
370 Yankee?
Me and Young Thug.
All right, and where y'all at in this picture?
It looked like a house, a kitchen or something. I can't recall where we at.
All right, do you know, was that your home?
I can't recall where we at.
I'm gonna go back to 369 Yankee. Where are you all in the airplane at 369 Yankee?
That's what it looked like.
I'm gonna go to 371 Yankee. Is that also you and Young Thug?
Yes.
And where are y'all at 371 Yankee?
It looked like a shooting, clothing store.
All right. Looking at 372 Yankee. Tell jurors who's in that picture, 372 Yankee.
Rapper Yak Gotti, Young Thug, Duke, me, and I can't recall his name, but I used to see him a lot.
Okay, do you know a nickname for him?
I think I just call him like OG, big. Yeah,
Does that look like someone in OG Bentley?
yeah, I think that's his name.
That's his name.
I think so. I ain't for sure though.
You're not for sure, but does that look like the person you know at OG Bentley?
I know I see him around.
Oh, that's fair. And is that dude that far back behind you?
They most definitely do.
All right, and then that's you with a red hat.
Look like me, don't it?
Does it look like you?
They look better than me now though, but
That's fair. All right, next, I want to show you 373 Yankee. I believe these are the Yankees.
Which one, madam? I'm sorry.
373 Yankee.
No, you identified 369 Yankee through 373 Yankee. They were not admitted yet.
I identified it in the minute.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Pay attention to something.
So looking here, are you able to see who's in 373 Yankee?
did I ask you already with this?
I don't recall, that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, or yes,
That's me, Thug, and Yak Gotti.
okay. You're right, this time the state like to admit 373 Yankee.
Any objection to the state's 373 Yankee?
I don't have one on behalf of Mr. Miller.
All right. It's admitted and may be published as you see fit.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Copeland, is that you in the black shirt?
Yep,
Is that thug in the middle with his arm raised?
yep.
And is that Yak with the plaid shirt and white shirt?
This year got it.
Okay, thank you. Now, these pictures that we were just shown, we know that some of them were posted in 2014 and 2015. The rest of the pictures that are not from Instagram, do you know when those pictures were posted or pictures were taken?
Say that again. Can you say that again?
Sure. The pictures that were taken that we just looked at,
You showed me a lot of pictures.
for all the pictures,
Okay.
roughly, do you know about when they were taken?
Is it like in general? Like, I don't know what you mean.
Sure. Were those pictures taken like 2014 and 2015 when you were hanging around?
Your Honor,
Sir,
I do have an objection.
Basis.
To the form of the question, and I don't know exactly what picture.
I sustain the question.
Looking at those pictures, about how old do you think you were when you took this picture?
Okay, which pictures are we talking about? Because it's kind of,
And I can go in order, I was trying to. So I'm gonna start with 56 W.
You gonna show me?
Yes, what about show? This picture is taken, was this picture taken in 2014?
Ask and answer.
which picture? Let's see.
56 And I can rephrase my question, Your Honor.
I'll sustain the question.
Mr. Copeland, approximately how old were you when you took this picture?
I don't know.
Looking at 368 Yankee. Look at 368 Y. About how old do you think you were when you took the picture that's in 368 Yankee?
With all due respect, sometimes I be forgetting how old I am today.
Well, you understand. Would this picture have been taken around the time you took the other picture you just saw at 56 W?
I be had to count the years that I was born, sometimes to say my age today.
I'm not asking your age.
I would never be able to tell you how old I was in none of the pictures.
I'm not asking your age.
Oh wait, oh I'm sorry. I thought I heard you ask the same question.
No, hear my question. When you took that picture we just saw, 56 W, would these pictures be taken around the same time, the same year, 2014?
I can't recall when they was taken.
Okay.
I know when I saw certain people, I wanted to take a picture with them.
How many times have you met Birdman?
Well, I done saw him. I never really engaged in conversation with him. Now.
Was that back in 2014 and 2015 or some other time outside that time?
It was back in the day.
Was it back around that 2014, 2015 time or before that?
It was like 20. I can't recall if it was 2013. I got out of jail in 2013. And my first time seeing Young Thug, I was with a friend. He took me around. I seen him. I can't remember if I seen Birdman that same day, but when I seen him, I asked, "Can you take a picture with him?"
And do you believe that that's the picture you took with Birdman, or is that another picture you took with him?
Oh, I think this. I don't know. I think this might be the only picture I took with him. I don't know though.
That's fair.
You said it's weird.
No, I said that's fair.
Oh,
Let me ask you this. Looking at all the pictures I just showed you with Young Thug, do you have the same relationship with Young Thug today that you had when these pictures were taken?
what you mean?
The pictures that I just showed you.
Yeah, you keep asking me the same question, knowing I don't comprehend you when you asking me that. Like, talk to me in a way where I understand.
All right, Mr. Copeland, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 pictures right here of you and Mr. Williams. Is that fair to say?
I'm in some picture by myself.
Some by yourself and some with Mr. Williams, right?
Right.
So my question for you is, all these pictures that have Mr. Williams in there,
Okay.
Can you identify them for the record, please? Which ones you're talking, which 10 pictures you're talking about?
What he say?
he just wants me to call these numbers out for the record. And we're looking at 348 Yankee. I'm trying to do an order for the record.
She said 348 Yankee.
We're looking at 348 Yankee, 368 Yankee, 369 Yankee, 370 Yankee, 371 Yankee, 372 Yankee, 164 Echo Hotel, and 164 Echo.
Get back. Excuse me.
Sure. I'm sorry, can you take a break?
Nah, I said excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Looking at these pictures, Echo Lima, were these pictures taken in and around the same time? So that's gonna be my first question.
When I took all these pictures around the same time,
Around the same year, 2014,
Yeah.
2015.
they should have been.
Okay. So we're saying that these are taken around 2014, 2015. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not being specific when they was taken. I know that these pictures right here, the ones that I do recall, was taken around the same time.
All right. And what year would that be roughly?
I don't know. I can't say what specific. I don't keep up with the days, the months, and all that. I go day by day.
Let me ask you this. So in 164 Echo Hotel, this picture was taken October 12th, 2014.
October 12, 2014.
Yes. Will all these pictures be taken in and around the year of 2014, maybe even 2015?
Objection asked and answered.
Oh, rule of objection hasn't answered the question yet.
What? Can I answer that?
Yes, you can.
Can you ask me again?
Sure. Would these pictures He's taken around that time period, 2014, let's start there.
Yeah, like, I haven't taken no, like, this only time, like, I don't know.
Is it fair to say that
Almost sustain this to form, just rephrase.
did you spend most of your time with Young Thug in 2014?
I got to be around him.
I sustain the objection.
In these pictures, does Mr. Williams have blonde hair in most of these pictures? The same group of pictures that we were just discussing. 164 Echo Hotel, 160.
All right.
Does he have blonde hair in this picture?
Is blonde and gold the same?
Do you think blonde and gold are the same?
I wouldn't just ask you that if I thought it.
Does he have yellowish color hair and all these?
Yeah,
pictures?
yeah.
All right.
Ms. Hilton, before you posit the next question, I have it on good authority that we need to take a break.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay? All right. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how about we take a 10-minute break or thereabouts, all right? For comfort. All right, all rise.
All right, time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our jury has left us. All praise. Go ahead and take 10 minutes. We're in recess.
Robinson, and I'm here to inform you that criminal justice reform is needed in the Fulton County Courthouse. There needs to be an ethical and financial audit of their use of Georgia's RICO statute. 11 years ago, I became the youngest defendant in the Atlanta Public Schools cheating trial, the longest, most expensive criminal trial in Georgia history that charged educators with RICO for cheating on standardized tests. It was DA Fonnie Willis's first high-profile RICO case in which she was the lead prosecutor. So far, 2 educators have gone to prison, and currently in Fulton County, RICO is being used against a former US president, musicians, and protesters. I've maintained my innocence. As a first-grade teacher, my test scores didn't even count, and I've never received any bonus money, which was the reason prosecutors claimed I should be charged with RICO in the first place. Although I didn't get any bonus money, prosecutors basically told the jury that since my salary was US currency, I could still be classified as a racketeer. In other states where cheating took place, teachers were fired or had their teaching license suspended or revoked. The DAs did not overcriminalize them. But in Fulton County, educators face 20 to 50 years in prison. On June 25th, my co-defendants and I will be back in court to start the appeals process for a case that began over a decade ago. Millions of taxpayers' dollars have been spent to criminalize teachers for nonviolent offenses. I have 2 children, and I've had to live with the horror of being separated from them. Some of my co-defendants have lost their homes, and recently, one of them was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
15 seconds.
Commissioners that have oversight in this area, I'm imploring you to authorize an ethical and financial audit of the Fulton County Courthouse and its misuse of Georgia's RICO statute. Thank you.
even though we had the thing on. We are gonna probably, we just talked, our conversations about the length of and duration of Mr. Copeland's testimony. So, but for purposes of today, I'm just gonna recess and as soon as the jury comes out, okay? So we'll recess for today. We'll start back up tomorrow morning, 9:30 for a 10 o'clock start time, all right? All right. Go ahead and call Mr. Copeland back in, please. All right, Sergeant, we'll summon our jurors, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to a point in the day which might be a natural stopping point for us today. So I'm going to recess you all until tomorrow morning. Tomorrow being Wednesday, we'll start. You all need to be here for 9:30 for anticipated 10 o'clock start time. And then we'll see where the day leads us, okay? All right, Mr. Copeland, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30, okay?
I can go
For today. Yeah, for today. We're done for the day.
right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. We'll see you in the morning at 9:30, all right? Yes?
All right.
Okay, all right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any ministerial inquiry of me at this point? Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and review our nightly admonitions. Remember, when you leave today, leave your notepads in the basket. Please do not discuss anything you may have heard at any point in time during the trial of this matter with your group as a corporate body, in individual or smaller groups. As you sit back there in your headquarters at your deliberation room, as you travel back and forth from wherever you may come from in our great county, or when you're here in the courthouse, remember, it would be a violation for you to sit back in any of those spaces, either inside the jury deliberation room or outside the jury deliberation room at any point in place, and recap, handicap, or otherwise discuss anything that may have heard in terms of testimony in this case. Remember, you can only consider this case once it is totally submitted to you, and I give you instructions on how you to begin your deliberative process. But until such time you're not permitted to go ahead and get, as we call it, get a jump start on things. Okay. All right. Remember, it would be a violation also for you to go by and visit any of the scenes depicted or you may have learned about through testimony maps or other pictures that may have been admitted so far for your consideration. You cannot go by and visit any of those scenes, take any photos yourself, do any sketches, or come back and otherwise share with your fellow jurors anything that you may know about anything that's been testified. Remember, you can only consider what has lawfully been presented within the four walls of this courtroom. Remember, also, it would be a violation for you to also seek outside assistance, be it persons, reference materials, the internet, or other sources to otherwise aid and augment your understanding as to what anything you may have covered or you may have learned in this particular courtroom. Remember, you can only consider what's lawfully presented inside this courtroom. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if any third party seeks to try and contact you by any means or conveyance or communication, that your duty would be to let myself and Sergeant Ingram know immediately, and then we'll go ahead and act accordingly. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, as I finish with you, as is customary every night, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your continued attention, and thank you for the continued patience you'll continue to give the parties on the consideration of this matter. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you have anything else for me? Any other questions? If not, we will see you tomorrow morning, 9:30, anticipated 10 o'clock start time. We'll see where the day leads us at that point, okay? All right, we're in recess. All rise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our jury has left us. All right, counsel, do you have any ministerial inquiry with me? All right, anything on behalf of any defendants?
Can I just inquire if there's an estimate of time on direct? I understand that it may be lengthy, but all week, is it 2 weeks?
I was just saying up here at the bench, y'all had the ability to listen in, but I'll repeat it. At least till the end of the week, possibly in the next week.
Okay, and the reason I asked, I filed a motion, Your Honor, yesterday morning, which is 6/10/2024. And it's entitled Motion for Correct Rulings on Improper Objections by the State. I just want to make you aware before cross-examination. I've raised 2 issues about the objection.
Is this about the, I do recall you reviewing that particular motion, and yes, we can hear it prior to.
Thank you.
Just remind me again, just to make sure I flag it again. Yes, sir. All right, Mr. Sharp. Thursday, as of right now, Mr. Sharp, Thursday the 13th should be a regular work day. All right. Anybody else? Okay. All right. Unless there's anything else, councils, I'll see you all tomorrow morning for 9:30 for anticipated 10 o'clock start time. Okay. All right. We're in recess.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Are we not going to talk about the judge smacking while he's on the bench? What happened to the order in the court? Order in the court. What are we doing, Your Honor? So we did learn that Kenneth Copeland will be on the witness stand. I'm getting feedback, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting feedback. I don't know. We're gonna fix that right now. That's like feedback here. Kenneth Copeland will likely be on the stand until next week. Oh my goodness! I don't know if this is worse than watching paint dry here. This is a witness that clearly doesn't really want to be there, but it seems like he might be forced to be there. No, he's not. He's forced to be there because if he doesn't come, then they're going to hold him in contempt. Are you guys more convinced that this witness is going to help the prosecution, or less convinced? What are we talking about here? And what the heck is happening with the lawyer that was formerly representing Mr. Copeland and her now having to appear in front of Judge Glanville on June 25th on an order to show cause? Well, we know Mr. Still didn't snitch her out, but I guess the judge is narrowing it down. I guess the judge believes that she is the leak, the mole, the snitch. I don't know. But definitely, ladies and gentlemen, the judge is honing in on the individual. So what does this mean? Will the judge rescind his order against Attorney Brian Steele, or will he get a 2-for-1? Will he get a 2-for-1, meaning will he still hold Mr. Steele? Still hold Mr. Steele. That was a slip. In contempt, as well as recommend to the Bar Association to admonish this attorney for revealing ex parte communication of her client. And the question is, was she really his client? I guess she was, because there was an order signed to release her from her duties representing Mr. Copeland. This does seem like an interesting play, a play that the prosecution might have their hands in. The lawyer who would advise the witness, the star witness, on how to conduct himself on this witness stand might have been plotted against herself. Because if you remove the shield or the go-between of the star witness and the attorney whose interests would be best served representing her client, then what did the prosecutor say to Mr. Copeland that would convince him that it made sense for him to separate from his attorney? I'm not saying Mr. Copeland is a Rhodes Scholar. What I'm saying is he needs someone by his side to interpret what the prosecutors are asking him on the stand. This doesn't feel good that he doesn't have representation now. Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good. He once had an attorney. He maybe had 2 attorneys. Now he has none. And then there were none. But Attorney Brian still has 25, led by Ashley Merchant. This is going to be a very interesting proceeding because it may reveal if the attorney that is now under a order to show cause by Judge Glanville will be able to reveal some things. Now, we saw this happen in the case involving DA Fonnie Willis and Terrence Bradley. Terrence Bradley was the friend of Nathan Wade and business partner. He was also his attorney in his divorce proceeding. And he was asked to reveal some things that he needed to get a hearing on. And had he revealed it when was requested by the prosecution, prosecuting former President Trump and other co-defendants, he may have put his license in jeopardy. Is the judge now saying in this case that there's a possibility that this attorney that has either quit or been fired put her license in jeopardy as well? This sounds like a very tactical move by the judge. A very tactical move by the judge. We all know Judge Glanville has a cloud over his head right now. What was said in the closed meeting, the ex parte proceeding? What was the conversation? We just need to see the transcripts. That should be easy. Just show the transcripts and we can read for ourselves. We are intelligent people here. We can read the lines and between the lines on what was said. And was the takedown of the meeting thorough? These questions, ladies and gentlemen, need to be answered sooner than later. Just release the transcript. This is a high-profile case against individuals who can get life in prison. Let's just see the transcript. Don't be so mad at Attorney Brian Steele because he heard something that can free his client, or maybe potentially could have ran the course of a violation by the judge. You don't know. When in doubt, release the transcripts. That's what I always say. Release the transcripts. Men and women lie. And sometimes transcripts are not always thorough. But release it. Let the lawyers see. Let the lawyers see. We want to see. You want to see. The American people, especially in Fulton County, want to see. That's all I'm saying. There is something that we don't know that we need to know, and we need to know it soon. The American people. We need to know. We need to know. I want you guys to put your thinking caps on. Put your thinking caps on. Attorney Brian Steele's job, one job. He has one job. And that's to vigorously defend Jeffrey Williams in that courtroom. That is his job. You would want to have an attorney that would fight that hard for you. You would want to have a representative of the bar that is highly respected. And we know this to be true because yesterday, those attorneys showed up in that courthouse, lock, stock, 10 toes down, in the hallways, packed to the walls. I'm like, what is this? This is a January 6th? Well, not really January 6th, but it was a sight to see. I'm like, whoa, Ashley, what are you doing here? Mr. Harvey, what are you guys doing? Oh, you on the case, but you know what I'm talking about. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is crazy. With that said, I want you guys to pull the playhead back of this video and listen to Shawnee Robinson, a former Atlanta public school teacher, speak at the Commissioner of Fulton County's hearing about the RICO cases and the monies used to the county money, the people's money used to prosecute these cases, and how much it's costing. There are a lot of people making a lot of money on this case. It's a lot of people. There's a lot of people making a lot of money on this case. It's job security for a lot of people. These RICO cases are job security because they have so many elements to the prosecution, the preparation to these cases. It's a bigger picture here. It's a bigger picture. Is young Doug just the pawn on the board? Is he just a pawn? Because these low-level defendants, I say low-level, these guys are low-level defendants. Yes, let's not forget the witnesses who came in the beginning of the trial and started talking about bags of weed, nickel bags, dime bags. We didn't hear bank robbery. We didn't hear PPP fraud. We didn't hear these big multi-million-dollar crimes. Some of these defendants probably should have got their cases severed. They should have got their cases severed. They should be on the trial of their own, prosecuted for what they may have done as an individual, not as a group. And I want to make one more point before I leave you today. Last week, I started the coverage of a murder trial, a very horrific murder that required probably 10, 15 investigators, other witnesses, probably about 20 witnesses, 20, 25 witnesses, that has pretty much come to a conclusion today. The prosecution and the defense rested. The jury will be charged tomorrow, and my guess there will be a verdict by the conclusion of tomorrow. The judge in that case effectively moved her calendar in the case along. Didn't waste any time. She started at 9 a.m. every day on time. When she said there was a break, you have 10 minutes, you need to be in your seats. People were there. She ran a tight courtroom, even with the media. She had 3 orders for the media, one of which is you need to be in position before 9 o'clock. Because when it's time to go, it's time to go. And if you have to go to the restroom, make sure you do that before you walk in the courtroom because there's no in and outs. So this is not a chief judge. This is a judge, a Superior Court judge, where multiple judges is in the courtroom. They move their court effectively and efficiently. And now they're going to be on to the next case, the next trial. That's how the calendar should move. There should not be an overcrowding in Fulton County of prosecuting cases, because the resources that are being used to prosecute these RICO cases can be better used to prosecute these other cases to clear the calendar. It costs money to prosecute RICO cases. But are we forgetting that there are other people that deserve to have their day in court? They're sitting in Fulton County Jail, waiting until this high-profile case is being concluded. So it's a bigger picture. It's a bigger picture, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake. And the powers that be know the bigger picture. This is a winner takes all. A loss would be a major problem for the district attorney. She got to win this case. It's too much money spent. She has to win this case. This is not a case where you can say, well, now we're going to offer plea deals. This is not, I've seen judges actually come in and say, listen, at this point, is there any way we can get this case over with? Can you offer a plea deal? Who's willing to take a plea in this case? You got one defendant in there who's never coming out of jail anyway. He has a life sentence, and that's Ms. D. Wood's client. He has a life sentence. I won't say he will never come out there, but he's up a creek right now without a paddle. Oh, I didn't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't go anywhere. They tried me. I didn't go anywhere. I'm sorry. We had a power outage with one of the computers here, but we're back. I'm here. I didn't go anywhere. Stand by. Stand by. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. We are back. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you tuning in to our live coverage of the YSL trial. Tomorrow, court will start at 10 a.m. Be sure to like, share, and keep the conversation going. Because it's a bigger picture than what we see here. Someone said, no, it's just this, it's just this. No, you got to look at the bigger picture. This is an economic strain to the county. Is Doug that dangerous? Is he really that dangerous? We don't know. I'm not. I've seen his music videos. I've seen a lot of stuff that he does in the entertainment industry. Is he that dangerous? Have these defendants that we've seen come on the witness stand? If they're the dangerous, if he's more dangerous than these guys that come on the witness stand, that's scary. That's scary. Because no one's come on and said Doug is the trigger man. He's the shot caller. Well, but that's what the prosecution thinks. He's a shot caller. I can't say he's a shot caller yet. But this witness on Mr. Kenneth Copeland, I have concerns about his testimony. I have some concerns. I really do. I have some concerns about his testimony. You should too. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We'll see you on our next live. With that, we will see you soon. Peace and love, and we're out of here.